Okay, so question 3 is from Oreewan, and he's asking, is it worth it for older bands to not bother with trying to be current and to target purely older music fans? And if so, what would be some good strategies to do so?
And the name?
Oreewan Kennobi.
Brilliant. Yeah. So nostalgia, is it worth? And so there was an A part to the question, which was saying that there's lots of bands reforming from the 90s and sort of having their golden era again, sort of 20 years later from the late 90s, and all of a sudden they're reforming, and there's this nostalgic 90s. Well, let me tell you, nostalgia is huge. I mean, it's absolutely massive. And there are bands, I know this because I know a lot of bands that were very successful in the 90s, went away, didn't do anything. Well, I'll tell you what they did. They came and worked for me at BIM. Yeah. Then after that, they just reformed and went, oh, wow. But now we're in control. Yeah. So now all of a sudden we've come back again. We don't have the labels or other stuff. We've got our old catalogue. We can go out there and actually control this ourselves because we understand the way the music industry works. And they're making better money now than they were 20 years ago, which is amazing. And they're playing to bigger audiences a lot of the time now because the nostalgia's there. And so you get these bands that are going and playing. And when I was growing up, I was a massive fan of Level 42 because of the bass player. And Mark King is like a hero of mine. And, so much so that I own some of his basses. I'm just like a massive fan. Yeah. Whenever Level 42 tour, I just go. Because I'm just I just want that hour of nostalgia of when I was a kid, sitting in my bedroom, just going. Yeah. The difference now is when I go and see them now is all the people who turn up in the car parks, they're all middle-aged men who drive like Porsches and stuff because they're all because everyone's grown up and so that's but they've got the money to buy the t-shirts, they've got the money to buy the tickets, so all of a sudden you've got you haven't got a kid who goes, oh, I've got my $5 for a drink when my mum gave me. You've got I've got a checkbook. Well, no, it's not nice. I've got a credit card, so there's more money in it. So but this question is about targeting older music fans. Now, part B to the answer to this is, what's brilliant about this is we are in a world now where age literally doesn't matter. All that matters is, are you doing something good enough that relates to people that want to see it? So whether it's a niche, whether it's an age, it doesn't matter. Your job is to find your audience. And so if you are looking at the 60s market and your music fits into the 60s market and it's good enough and you understand the game of how to do that, there is literally nothing to stop you, which is amazing. So should you be looking at being current? Well, I think there's when it comes to current and modern, I think there's the strategy behind what you do needs to be ultra modern. Yeah. But I think the music behind it doesn't. I think the music behind it can be nostalgic. It can take people back. So, if someone came along and just kind of went, yeah, we're just modern Rage Against the Machine, I'd be like, sold. Yeah, sold. And and they can be 50 as long as they're as good, as long as they're amazing. I'd be like, yeah, I'm into that because I love Rage Against the Machine. So I think a big part of this for me is the strategy needs to be current, but right now you can target any age because you don't have to just target 15-year-olds. Just because I was 15 and I'm not 15 anymore. All of a sudden, you go to your 20s and into your 30s and all of a sudden you don't go, music sucks. I don't. And all my friends who are my age don't. We still love music. We do.
Still go to gigs.
Absolutely. And this idea of just only young people discover new music. Do they bollocks? I got loads of friends that love music and loads of friends that we share music, and someone goes, have you heard this band? We're not that old. So I don't buy into that. But at the same point, I don't understand this newfangled kids music. So, I also like music that I like, that I grew up with, and nostalgia. So I think the best thing is about finding those people and not making this excuse that older people over the age of 30 have stopped buying music because they don't like it anymore and they've given up on life and they just smell of Vicks Vapor Rub and play dominoes every day. It doesn't work like that. People in their 60s living jumping out of planes and going to gigs all the time. When I go to gigs, I see loads of people of all ages. So the trick is, can you get to them? And that's where the modern strategy fits in. But I think it's a great question because people like to make excuses, and I think this question for me is just about how you get to people. And my mum's on Facebook, so my mum can be marketed to.
Yeah, so many people
Yeah.
there now, as you were saying earlier, how
Absolutely.
many people are on
Yeah.
Facebook, these
Exactly.
days, it's
Totally.
crazy.
Yeah.